That's, I mean, not the greatest way to start the fight. You have a lot of a lot of catch, I should say, but Rubik doesn't really want to be the first person jumping in just because of how squishy you are. You've got no survivability to escape. Whereas, like, you know, someone like a Doom or Sand King does, just thanks to the abilities. They're gonna pick up a Lycan though, so I mean, Oracle and Rubik don't have the greatest way to deal with this Lycan just running at you. Also, the Necros are going to be extremely annoying for the Wraith King. And now this Lycan ultimate as well, I mean, they're really going to play around the ultimates on Radiant. It doesn't have that long of a cooldown compared to the other ones, but I'm a little worried for Dire if they can actually deal with the Lycan right now. It's going to come online extremely fast before the Wraith King if he does go for that Radiance build. Now for Dire, I mean, could we see like a Brew potentially just to cycle in the Lycan and you counteract him in the team fight? You could go down that route if you want to deal with him. But then you probably just get doomed because Dire don't really have any other doom targets. But look at the lineup from Radiant. They're gonna Centaur. Okay. Even then, I mean, Lycan's gonna be able to chase you down. I guess this is a lot of kill potential though. Rubik Centaur, but going into a Wyvern Lycan, that's gonna be hard to bring them down. I was gonna say though, Radiant, they are just gonna run at the Oracle here. Like with the amount of catch with the amount of initiation and then Lycan also just running at you. I'm just a little worried that they don't deal with this hero right now. They don't have any lane shove as well. That's why Radiant banned out the Lina. It's one of the best mid lane heroes just to push out this creep wave. Wonder if we could see like a Puck, but then I feel like you don't scale until a late game with a Wraith King and a Puck.
10 seconds remaining.
But then, like I said, they are needing some shove right now and they're gonna get that from the mid lane.
Remaining.
What else? They banned the OD. I guess just because how tanky Dire are, so OD would, and that ultimate would melt through them as well. Makes a lot of sense. Trying to think. I still think Puck's okay because the lane is taken care of now. And someone's got to deal with the Lycan creeps as well. It's a good way to hold him in place. There's not a lot of lockdown from Radiant.
5 seconds remaining.
Trying to think of other heroes that have shove. They could go TA. We've seen a lot of Templar Assassin. They have the lockdown for the Lycan, so they don't need to worry about that. Not a lot of damage over time for Radiant. And there's not too many heroes to counter with the Batrider going. They're going to pick Conquer. Okay. So has a little bit of team fight. Is a tanky frontliner. Can kind of halt this Lycan just running at you. Okay, makes a lot of sense, but so I guess now for Radiant, I mean, we don't see it a lot anymore, but Timber's a great matchup into the Conquer. You could also go like a Monkey King potentially. I mean, there's 3 melee cores on Dire right now. Monkey's also going to protect your high ground push. You just chuck out Wukong's command. Makes it really hard for Dire to actually do anything. They themselves could go for a TA if they want to take Roche early. Like, they've got really fast Roshan taking potential. We don't really see a lot of Ursa mid. Mainly it's just the Monkey King matchup that is often picked up. Ursa's mainly in the side lanes. That's why I'm not suggesting that hero. Trying to think of what looks great, because they are lacking a fair bit of push as well, a fair bit of shove. So the Monkey's going to help you there. Timber does look great into 3 strength, but wow.
Choose your hero.
I mean, I'm not going to pick that one. That's a Huskov. Oh my lord. Everything I know about this meta is kind of just going out the window with the Husker. Wow. So Conker probably has to build a Spirit Vessel this game. Wow. They don't have any bursts for the Huskar. So his HP regen is going to be insane this game. I don't know how they bring him down, especially with the Winter Wyvern. Lycan's Howl. This Huskar is going to be, I think, unkillable. I haven't seen a Huskar in absolutely years. Like, it's been a long time. It's going to be interesting to see. I really like Radiant's lineup. I mean, they're going to be able to take Roshan extremely fast. We spoke about at the start of the game how Radiant have easier access to the Rosh Pit. And now they have better taking potential as well. I wonder if Huskar gets a medallion. Or if someone does on Radiant. Because they can definitely do this easily. And this is a great matchup versus the Conker mid as well. You're not really going to get harassed just because you have your passive to heal you back up with the HP regen. And it's just a lane domino. Both these heroes are lane dominators. But I mean, Huskar is going to be able to output a lot more harass early on. This is a hell of a matchup. I'm just a little worried that this Centaur doesn't provide them a whole lot. Like, going into the Lycan and the Stampede, he's still going to be able to close the distance. That's what I was mainly looking at here.
You know what's cooking?
Prepare for battle.
Regardless, I mean, game one, we are underway. So it will be, of course, the Huskar in the mid lane. This is... wow. A Huskar pick, game one already. This is going to be interesting to see what we get in the other games now then. I know Southeast Asia, though, they love their Huskars. I mean, we used to see, you know, TNC running this back at the old majors when they took down OG that one tournament. It's going to be a great game already. Both teams, you know, high tempo lineup. Huskar, like, you know, once they get their items, they can start pushing down towers. And this is the big thing. Huskar is, you know, you get that first Aegis, you're able to take all the outer towers, and the second Aegis is the one to end the game. So it'll be interesting to see. I mean, we spoke about Radiant going to be able to control Roshan extremely well. The good thing for Dire, they are going to have the Conquer Torrent to scout this out. So I imagine, you know, nothing to say around, you know, that Roshan timing when Radiant try and start taking it. He'll probably be playing around the top side, just so he can always scout it out here. But Banneran's coming through. Faded. Can he get this? Looks like Bok potentially doesn't want to go for a bar strike. In the meantime, one discurse from Wyvern used as well. It's going to be 2 for 2 with the Bannerans. Look at the damage though onto the Rubik, just thanks to the Wolves. Wyvern potentially got some Arctic Burn damage coming through as well. But I'm going to keep a close eye on this mid matchup. I want to see how it goes early on with the Berserker's Blood, of course. This is going to be insane, this matchup, actually. Wonder if they don't really have any supports to rotate. I guess Rubik can go there early. It looks like they're just going to leave him in a 1v1. We don't really see that, you know, dual lane mid anymore. It's not really the case. Already Sentry Battle coming out. They're going to be able to get this. It looks like they place it, you know, out of vision for the Dire side. Nice heads up play for Radiant. It's going to allow the Sand King to have a pretty good time. Of course, the unfortunate thing is he does always push the lane in just with the Sandstorm, so it's going to allow the Wyvern to farm extremely well. It's going to go for a TP out, however, down bot. Rubik quick to recognize the threat coming through from the Radiant side. Nothing to say is 7-0 though. Of course, has a better a better attack damage than the Huskar. Of course, just with the Calling Blade and his base right clicks, Tidebringer is going to help out there. And I'm not surprised he's going for a bottle. It's going to need all the amount of regen he can get to go up against this matchup. Top lane should be fine. I mean, we spoke about if Fader can start getting some skeletons, I even don't think then they have any kill potential. Just trying to output some damage on the Doom, but once he's, you know, hits those levels, gets some high points in the Scorched Earth, he might even actually put some in Infernal Blade as well. He'll at least put one, I imagine, but I'm just trying to see if they can actually bring down the Radiant side here. they have a way to deal with the skeletons just with the Sand King AoE, so I think they're just content with farming right now. If there's going to be any kill potential, I imagine it might be, you know, down at this bot side. A Centaur and a Rubik matchup's really good, but there we go. Polison's actually going to rotate mid. He does have a DD. Mac might be under some threat here. They got the Fade Bolt. It's not going to be enough. One more right click, however, brings him down to the Fairy Fire. Doesn't keep the Huskar alive, and that's a great rotation. Getting the double damage rune. He's still going to hang around mid as well. I don't know if they can kill him again. Low mana on the Rubik, but just going to help out. And there's your first blood mid lane. Rubik just rotating through constantly. Can he get this as well? Ooh, close. And that's still first blood there. It's going to help out the Conquer like we spoke about. Doesn't have the greatest matchup, but Brace is going to help tank him up. Top lane actually faded, taking a lot of damage here. And we'll get the Fortune's End out, so it's going to hold back the Doom. You see the damage from the Infernal Blade coming through. It's so much onto these strength heroes who have a high amount of HP for the percent damage. And right now, though, it looks like both teams probably just going to hang out, chill around. They're going to get a lot of their timing coming through from these offlane heroes. That's what we're seeing, you know, currently throughout the meta. Once, you know, they potentially get, you know, drums, either blink as well. That's when these offlane heroes start really rotating around the map and trying to push the tempo up. Velo has gone for a 0-1-2 build as well. Kind of surprised he didn't get the stomp considering you're with a Rubik. I don't think he needed that double edge as well. I mean, it doesn't matter. There's no, right now they haven't found any kills. He's about to hit level 4 too, but
That's not for the likes of you.
and it seems like, is there a sentry coming out? There is. Okay, so after the first, I've seen this matchup a fair bit. The with the Sand King in these off lanes. I mean, once you get that first D ward on the sentry, then you've got a really good time. Like a lot of the time, the supports don't bring out another sentry. You see Winter actually brought out 2 here. But even then, I mean, Box should be fine in this Sandstorm. There's not a lot of kill potential onto him. He's already got the crown picked up. Telekinesis back, Velo. Wolfson will connect. There's a lot of damage onto the Lycan thanks to the Retaliate stacks, but the slow's coming through from the Wyvern. Looks like Lycan's going to be able to run himself away. TP's out as well. It's pretty low. What's on the Courier? We'll have the headdress now. It's got some Tango as well. He's going to be fine. He'll be back up to full fairly shortly, but they still have to be careful here. Yeah, once Telekinesis is up, if they can get this dive, Rubik does have boots to close the distance. They might TP in the Doom, however. I mean, he's going to... Okay, he TP'd back. Never mind. I was going to say, potentially they might bait here, actually. And if Die think about diving, then Doom can always TP through. Once again, the second bounty runes are going to spawn here. Looks like Velo's going to be able to claim these. So we'll be 3 for the Die side. Early on, Conker's actually rotating back. I wonder if we see Conker leave the lane pretty early and just give it to one of the supports so they can get some experience coming through. I mean, it's going to be extremely hard to lane against the Huskar. And you see how he's holding the creep wave as well. Just on his, you know, side of the river. Went for the double bracer. Or he might be pushing this in now. Just starts chucking out some flaming spears. But now Doom's starting to rotate across. So he's going to also join out. Potentially try and scout at the Huskar here. Sorry, I meant the Conker who's sitting in the jungle. Maybe try and sap some experience. Wonder if they can die at Polyson as well. Well, Courier's going to scout him out, however. Does it actually? He's going to run straight into him. They get the Infernal Blade. Mac is level 6. TP coming through from the Oracle, but will it be enough to keep him alive? Ends up dropping. Boomy's falling low as well. Will be fine. He's going to be able to run himself away. Winter's still closing the distance, however. Nothing to say. Not in range for that X. So it looks like the Doom's going to be fine. So it's 1 kill for them in the mid lane. Dropping a Berserk Ward as well, just to help actually get a sentry. Nice shot. Alright, so that's actually big, because there's going to be a lot of aggression around the mid lane. I mean, with the Huskar, you want to try and, you know, put high tempo once you hit that level 6, because a lot of kill potential coming through. And now just having no vision for Radiant makes it a lot harder for them to get aggressive around mid. We're going to see 3 Die heroes rotating down bot. Velo closing in on the 6. Get that hoof stomp out. Polyson as well will be able to close the distance. He's got the telekinesis. Going to drag him straight back. Wyvern, can he get in range? Looks like it doesn't matter. Fortune's End to allow Velo to get that one last right click. And they're going to be able to bring him down. So 2 kills early for the Die side. In the meantime, Wraith King Up top, he's going to be under pressure as well. Burrow Strike to hold him in. They got the slow coming through thanks to the clap. Can they dive him actually? Boomy's got the movement speed. Faded one more right click, but he'll be fine. They're going to turn it on Boomy now. They'll get the stun. Nothing to say. He's going to TP through him with the Tidebringer. They bring him down. The power of the skeletons, man. It does so much damage early. And now Faded's got the ultimate. Brock might be able to proc this here, and he will. No, he's got to be careful. Like, look at these skeletons and the tower as well. He doesn't have Burrow Strike to get away now. Brock is just going to end up trading his life here. So he gets the resurrection here, but even then, 2 kills for the die side up top. You still see just constant threat coming through from the mid lane, trying to push the Rubik back. We spoke about how Conker, is going to potentially try and jungle. And I like how he's rotating across the map as well. Booming. Gonna get caught here. Goes for the Infernal Blade to try and delay the combination here, but it doesn't matter. Nothing to say. They pop the Shapeshift actually. Helmet Dominator already picked up. Will the Stampede be enough? They get the Tidebringer. Doom's going to fall here, and it looks like Polyson, he's going to be fine. He's got the Telekinesis. Going to go for it. Stun will be there. They get the Disarm as well, so now Lycan ultimate is down. It's a reasonably big cooldown, 130 seconds at level 1. They don't get anything out of it. Instead, they find that Doom kill. Now, nothing to say. Level 7 has Phase Boots, Bracer, and like we spoke about, we'll be going for the Spirit Vessel. It's going to stop a lot of the HP regen coming through from the Husker, thanks to the Berserker's Blood. And he can get extremely tanky as well, so the damage, the percent damage is going to be great for them. Also the Lycan as well, who has the Feral Impulse. So really like this Spirit Vessel pickup. We've been seeing this build a lot more on the Conkers, just because of how much you're able to join these team fights and get pickups across the map. So allows you to get a high amount of charges in that urn. Of course, it's going to help tank you up as well, which Conker loves to be that. You get a lot of your damage from just your abilities connecting and the Tidebringer. So as long as you have levels up, which you see is already maxed in that Tidebringer, but in the meantime, still no contestation onto Faded. Second in the net worth. Bok is farming up very nicely. He's going to be going for the Veil actually this game. It's kind of interesting to see. I feel like Drums or Blink would be a lot better right now, just to keep the high tempo with the Husker. Mid lane actually getting aggressive on Polyson. TP rotations coming through. Booming on the backline as well. They're going to try and find the Rubik Key, but they won't be able to now. Doom might have overset the mark. Fortune's End will hold him in, but it doesn't allow for the torrent to connect. But with the rotation, looks like they're going to try and put some aggressive movements onto the tier 1 tower mid. Max got to be careful as well. I mean, doesn't have high points up in the passive. They're going to try and find the Wraith King. Doesn't have the ultimate just yet. Epicenter's going to come through. Booming. Can he get in range? There's all abilities on cooldown. However, the Stampede's going to allow Faded to escape. Meanwhile, they might be able to close the distance on Lycan. Ooh. Nothing say is going to rotate over, so they will get a kill once again on Boomy. Third death of the game. They just can't kill the Wraith King. I mean, with the Treads stick as well, I mean, he's pretty hard to bring down. And just the power of a turn potential with the skeletons, and that's right before he got reincarnation. He's closing in on that second point as well. Just needs the level 12. He's actually going for the armlet, it looks like. Just potentially trying to help with the... recognizing Radiant are going to play really aggressive right now, and if he goes for the Radiance, might not be able to hit the timing. And you see, they don't have, a lot of bursts as well, so he's going to be able to armlet toggle a lot of the damage coming through. I actually don't mind this pickup. I mean, we see it, quite often on the Conkers. It used to be a really favorable build on that Conker, but now the Wraith King is going to be able to have increased damage. We'll be able to join these fights a lot easier than if he just went, that straight Radiance. Box still hanging around top, however, still working on the Veil. And this Sand King, I mean, for how much, Farmer's been getting 76 CS, but he's top of, he's top of the CS, but really, it's not transitioning into the net worth, not having, the greatest time, not near that Veil. I guess it does help the Wraith King's got, 1 kill and 2 assists. But this is the issue. A lot of the off-lane heroes are the ones to push the tempo here and help out. Because imagine if you had, initiation with the Husker to allow him, to close the distance or not get kited. That's a big issue with the hero right now. It's just him potentially getting kited. They're going to try and smoke up. Boomy does hit level 6 now. It's a big timing for them. But you see how they're playing this die. Still in the area. Velo's got the Vanguard. Will be going for the Crimson. It's going to stop a lot of the physical damage already coming through from the Radiant side. Kind of surprised Doom went for the this build. Sorry, I should say this this Devour with the Unholy Aura. A lot of the time you see the Tomato creep just thanks to the Thunderclaps though. They're going to run straight into Velo here. They're going to try and find Rubik, but he's sitting in the trees in another TP rotation. Fade is going to join them. He's got the Reincarnate. They will get the Stampede out. Velo's going to try and find the Wyvern, but he won't be able to. They get the X on Mac as well. They're going to bring him straight back. They have definitely enough damage. Look at the control coming through. Huskar's going to get brought down. There's nothing the Lycan can do. Gotta be careful, because they will have the X up fairly shortly, but they're trying to get the Helm the Dominator creep. Moves too fast though, thanks to the Shapeshift. And now, you see how Dire are playing this. They're constantly trying to defend this tier 1 tower. They don't want any map control being lost here. And it's same for Rainier. They're going to TP through box, so finally, he will leave that top lane. But both teams, this is a big tower for them. It's a lot of map control, and if they can take this, it's going to allow them to have some easier movements throughout the jungle. It's also a lot of map control, just allowing you to make a lot less smoke plays. We spoke about how Radiant are the team to constantly be playing aggressive against the Dire side, just with their lineup right now. But early on, they're not really getting anything out of this, and maybe it'll start to pick up once Sand King gets the blink. But you just see them having to run at the Rubik mid lane and giving him, time for TP rotations and also time for him to just sit in the trees. And now Velo, he's extremely tanky. He's got Crimson Guard. This is gonna not only, protect him, but also protect the towers.
Radiant's middle tower
And he doesn't care. He's just gonna run up to the T1, let the retaliate, do some damage. And right now, Radiant just aren't set up for it. And it's going to be shortly in deny range in the meantime as well. Faded is still farming up. We'll go back for the Radiance here, but T1's going to drop. All of a sudden, Radiant, with this early game lineup, just the aggression coming through and them not finding anything. You see there's a 6k gold net worth lead for the Dire side. And this is scary right now. Radiant need to try and find something out of this. They still have not got anything out of that Doom level 6 in the meantime, but constantly getting pushed in. Nothing to say. Now has the Spirit Vessel. Looks like potentially he's got the Shadow Blade queued up. Might go for a Silver's Edge just to help deal with the passives. There's a lot of good ones on Radiant. That Feral Impulse, the Berserker's Rage for the Huskar. Berserker's Blood, apologies. And they're just going to continue forcing rotations across the map here. Dire in the area, however. Looks like they smoked up for this. Going to try and find Bok. They get the dust out, but it does have the Burrow Strike. Telekinesis is going to hold him up. It's someone to do a lot of damage on the Rubik Arrow. He's got to be careful, but the Stampede will be able to keep him alive. They get the Hoof Stomp, and it looks like they'll be able to bring the Sand King down. Radiant don't get there in time.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Another kill for them, a 6k gold net worth lead. Space for Faded up top as well. We spoke about how fast the Wraith King can push, and you're seeing this. And this tower's going to melt afterwards, and now he's also got 2k gold in the bank. And this is scary to see. I don't know if they can deal with the Wraith King.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
We spoke about how good of a matchup it is into the Doom because you don't care about getting ulted.
Invisibility.
Your abilities are, not that big. I guess the stun just so you don't get kited, but the main thing is, your Reincarnate is still going to go off regardless, and they're just going to continue the threat up top. A lot of the time we see heroes going for a Radiance, just trying to play it slow, but because he went for this armlet, he's fine with joining and pushing these fights here because he knows how tanky he can be and how much damage output. And this is also the space made. Rubik's got a blink, 1, 1, and 4. They're going to try and take a fight mid as well. False Promise will be there. Centaur, can he stay alive? However, Epicenter doing a lot of damage, but a nice stun from Polison. Telekinesis as well. It's going to connect onto 2. It won't be enough to keep the Centaur alive, but if they want, here comes a Shapeshift. The Boast as well. Winter's Curse going to delay this house, so it's going 1 for 1 so far. They find the Huskar, and now they turn it around. Polison, another stun, and the Dukin won't be enough. They get the Spirit Vessel out. Lycan's going to be careful how far he dives here, because nothing to say. He's got the Tidebringer, and now Lycan with the Shapeshift over. Can they get this kill? A blink forward from the Rubik finds him, and now they're going to try and chase for more as well. Faded. Ultimate is on cooldown. Nothing to say, however. With the X, they bring it back. Another stun. Look at the Rubik's plays so far. They're going to try and find him as well, but Boomy is going to be careful how far he oversteps the mark here. The Dukin will be enough, but it's going to get brought straight back. Nothing to say. We'll have the Tidebringer, and they bring him down. It's a 4 for 2. Yes, they lose the Centaur and the Rubik. But it's a 10k gold net worth lead right now for the Dire side. We spoke about this Spirit Vessel, just how tanky Radiant are and all the HP regen coming through. And there's nothing they can do.
Clear sailing now.
And they are looking in a very bad situation. With this Huskar pick, you need to be the one you're pressuring early. And he's, you know, top 5th in net worth right now. And looks like Dire just aren't done yet with all the aggression. They're going to continue up top. They will find Boomer here, the X into the boat. Velo, so much damage thanks to Retaliate. They're going to try and find a return kill, apologies, out of this, but it looks like Velo will be able to sidestep the Bow Strike. But in the meantime, space for Wraith King. They will be able to find if he actually. Reincarnate is on cooldown, but how do you catch him? Extremely, he's got the armlet pop. Winter's on the backline as well. Ultimate's going to come up very shortly here. Winter's Curse to hold him in. Can they get it off in time? However, they saw the Bow Strike once again. The Inferno is going to push him back here. Polyson as well. Telekinesis is going to be stunned from Velo with the hoof stop. And now Radiant, they need to try and disengage here. They'll find two. Wyvern might get caught out as well. They'll get the Hex to bring him straight back. It'll allow Velo to close the distance. They get the stun, and down he goes. Radiant just overstepping the mark right now.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
We're just seeing them get kited, and they just don't have the damage. And now there's also a Hellwood been picked up on the Rubik. Sorry, on the Conquer. Have they found another actually? Polyson is going to go for the Shapeshift. Will it be enough? However, they get the X straight back. He's still got the Bow Strike as well just to hold him in. That's another kill for Dire.
Radiant's top tower.
Are they done yet? Oh my lord. They've caught Boomy here. Nothing to say. They get the X back. They will get the torrent coming up shortly. It's going to be a TP from the Sand King. But Dire, they're on the area here. It doesn't matter. Polyson with his own Bow Strike. They hold him in. They find one. They're going to get a second as well. 20 kills early, and Dire have just pushed the tempo. Faded is about to have the Radiance. I don't know how Radiant can even pull this back right now. This Huskar pick is just... it's getting completely neglected. He's got no damage, and this makes me feel like I wonder why we haven't seen the Huskar in such a long time. Because he's not having any impact. This is now Radiant's picked up, like we spoke about, a 16k gold net worth lead for the Dire side, and they're going to try and get vision around Roshan so they can take this extremely early and, you know, force their aggression up to the higher ground here. How do you kill Faded with, you know, that Radiance burn?
Radiant are scanning.
Second level in the Reincarnate as well, so the cooldown is greatly reduced. I mean, minus 80 seconds. They don't take Roshan the fastest. Can Radiant do this? I mean, they've got the Winter's Curse. Doom is up as well. We haven't seen that yet. But you see how Polyson is positioned. They're going to try and take a fight here on the high ground. The Stampede out. The Telekinesis holds the Senki in place, but the Winter's Curse connects onto 3 here. A lot of damage on the Rubik. They get the Doom out as well. Conquer is going to be careful here, but look at the damage fall up. They're going to find one. Rubik does fall as well, but now they'll turn their attention to the Huskar. It's a buyback coming through from the Senki. He's going to rejoin the fight here. Winter on the backline. Lycan's trying to deal with him, but he does have the Shapeshift back up now. He's going to pop it, but they will be able to cancel us thanks to the stun here. They get the bow combination as well with the taunt. It's going to connect onto 2. Velo will follow up as well. It's 3 dead on Radiant. It might be all 5. Huskar trying to do as much as he can, but it doesn't matter. The G's are dropped. And Radiant, they get steamrolled. Not even at the 20-minute mark. Dire.
Dire victory.
Wow, what a statement game that is. That is... wow, I'm completely shocked. I mean, there's not much I can say about a Huskar, man. I from my experiences in the past with a Huskar before he's been getting picked up, you really just try and play aggressive early on with, you know, how hard you are to bring down and how much damage you can output. But Dire just, they constantly have 5 heroes at all these early all these early engagements, and Radiant spent a lot of time though trying to get that tier 1 tower mid, and after they didn't get it multiple times, we spoke about how Radiant were really heavy emphasis on the team fight. And I mean, we saw the Doom once, I think that was at the last fight, but even then, I mean, Lycan, if he didn't have Shapeshift, he just got kited. Huskar was getting kited as well. They had so much lockdown from Dire, it just didn't matter. They itemized perfectly for him, and also just, you know, getting this, you know, Conquer boat out for the run buff, it just stops a lot of the damage from Radiant as well. In the end, I've got to say, just Dire looked way too strong. And it'll be interesting to see. I think it was just a draft issue, honestly, with how they played it. It looks like this Huskar, I don't know if they played it before, but it just didn't look the greatest. You know, they weren't able to win their other lanes, and that's the issue. If you can't beat a Wraith King who's not the strongest in the lane, but he has this really big, you know, timing with that early game, you know, after that laning stage, once you have the ultimate and your skeletons being a high level. But regardless, power of MYSG, they're going to be able to take game 1. We'll take a quick break beforehand. I hope everyone has been enjoying the cast, but we'll be back very shortly, guys.